Ever felt that gut-wrenching moment when a critical business decision looms
Yeah, well,
large?
absolutely. It happens all the time.
It's often not just about picking an option, is it? It's about avoiding those, unseen pitfalls.
Exactly. The things that can trip you up later.
Imagine your entire operation just grinding to a halt because the vital equipment you need isn't there. Or maybe worse, you've sunk a fortune into something that's constantly letting you down.
Nightmare scenario for any operations manager.
For countless businesses, forklifts are those unsung heroes. They're the backbone of efficiency, keeping everything moving.
Absolutely essential. You don't think about them until they're not working.
But the challenge isn't just if you need one, it's how you get one in the smartest way possible.
The how is critical.
Today, we're embarking on a deep dive into the world of forklift acquisition. We're talking about that fundamental choice. Do you buy outright? Do you opt for a long-term lease, which, many call long-term hire, or do you go short-term rental?
It's a big decision. Aside from maybe employee salaries, heavy equipment like forklifts, well, it can be one of your most significant expenses.
Definitely. So making the strategic choice here isn't just smart, it's absolutely critical for managing your material handling costs and, frankly, your bottom line.
It impacts everything down the line.
Our mission today is to pull apart the pros and cons of each path, shine a light on some maybe surprising financial realities, and ultimately help you, our listener, identify the absolute best arrangement for your specific business needs.
Yeah, because it's not a one-size-fits-all answer.
We'll be drawing a lot of our insights from an expert source, Angus Lift Trucks, which lays out these benefits and downsides in pretty clear detail.
A very helpful guide.
By the end of this deep dive, you'll not only have a clear understanding of what's at stake, but also the hidden costs and benefits and practical scenarios to guide your decision. You'll be strategically savvy, not just informed. So let's unpack this.
Okay, let's do it. What's truly fascinating here is how each of these options isn't just a different payment plan, right? It's actually a unique strategy.
A strategy, yeah.
It caters to distinct operational needs and different financial structures. The immediate thought for many business owners is often just, okay, I need a forklift.
Give me a forklift now.
Right. But understanding the nuances of these arrangements is crucial because, like you said, heavy equipment represents a substantial outgoing. It's a decision that can impact your cash flow and productivity for years.
You're right. It's definitely more than just a purchase. So we're essentially exploring three primary pathways here. Short-term hire, which we'll also call renting.
Renting.
Long-term hire, commonly known as leasing.
Leasing, yeah.
And then the classic option of outright purchasing. And of course, within that purchasing option, we have that important distinction, new versus used.
Absolutely critical distinction, that one.
So for anyone juggling inventory, shipping, or manufacturing, these choices directly impact their operational agility.
Day-to-day operations depend on this.
Let's jump right in with short-term hire or renting. On the surface, it seems like the most immediate and maybe the lowest commitment solution. What makes it appealing?
Well, it's incredibly effective for those immediate short-term needs. A huge benefit is that maintenance and service costs are almost always built directly into your rental price.
Okay. So it's all baked in.
Exactly. That means no unexpected repair bills popping up to surprise you mid-project. Once your specific job or, seasonal rush is complete, you simply return the equipment.
And the costs stop.
And your costs stop. No ongoing storage worries, no depreciation to think about. It's clean.
Makes sense.
Short-term rentals are ideal for specific scenarios. Like, think about needing a forklift at a remote job site for just a few weeks.
Right.
Or maybe you're doing a warehouse audit and want to experiment with different picking methods without committing to buying new machinery. It's a low-risk way to test the waters.
Okay. Testing, yeah.
But probably the biggest reason companies choose short-term hire is seasonality.
The peaks and troughs.
Exactly. Imagine retailers just before Christmas, or maybe agricultural businesses during harvest time. They can rapidly scale up their operations, handle the rush, and then just shed the equipment afterwards.
Avoiding the burden of ownership.
Eliminating the burden of ongoing ownership or, storage costs during those quieter periods.
That flexibility for fluctuating demand makes a lot of sense. But I'm curious, for a business owner thinking, okay, I'll just rent for the busy season, what's the hidden trap? What might they not immediately foresee beyond just the daily rate?
That's a great question because there are definitely significant trade-offs. The first obvious one is cost. Short-term rentals are maybe paradoxically the most expensive of the three arrangements.
Really? More expensive overall.
In terms of the daily or weekly rates, yes. The rental companies have these fleets, right? And many of those machines are idle at any given time.
Okay, got to cover those costs.
That rental price has to cover those fixed costs plus the built-in maintenance. You're basically paying a premium for that extreme flexibility.
Right, convenience costs.
And here's where the hidden trap often lies, as you asked. The actual quality of the equipment you get.
Ah, the condition.
Yeah, because renters, let's be honest, don't always treat the equipment with the same care as if it were their own.
Understandable, I suppose.
So it's pretty common for short-term rentals to be, and I think the source said, riddled with dents, dings, and quirks.
Okay, so maybe not pristine.
And the crucial insight here isn't just cosmetic damage. It's that unreliable equipment, even for a short stint, can derail a tight project schedule faster than any rental savings suggest.
Oof, yeah. Downtime kills you.
Exactly. It forces you to weigh those direct cost savings against the indirect cost of potential operational headaches and ultimately lost productivity.
So short-term hire gives you that immediate flexibility, but wow, it demands a premium and carries potential reliability risks. That's a critical trade-off to consider.
Definitely something to weigh up.
But it sounds like the ideal solution for more consistent longer-term needs might lie somewhere in the middle, right? Let's turn our attention to long-term hire or leasing because it seems to be gaining a lot of traction.
It truly is, yeah. And for very good reason. It offers a kind of middle ground, balancing some significant benefits with some clear drawbacks. It's quickly becoming a preferred option for many businesses.
Okay, so what are the big draws?
Well, on the benefit side, you're looking at much lower upfront costs compared to buying outright. That's huge for cash flow.
Big one, yeah.
Yet you're typically receiving brand new equipment,
Brand new.
which means more efficient operation and often the guarantee of a new truck each time you renew your lease. There's also fantastic flexibility at the end of the lease term.
What kind of flexibility?
You can usually choose to purchase the forklift, maybe return it for a newer model, or even switch to something entirely different if your operational needs have changed over those few years.
That's handy.
And crucially, many dealers allow you to build a comprehensive maintenance package directly into your monthly payment.
Predictability again.
Exactly, which helps accurately track your total equipment costs and avoids those unforeseen budget-busting repair expenses.
That predictability and getting new equipment without that huge capital outlay, I mean, that sounds like a dream for many businesses.
It can be very appealing, yes.
But let's dig into where that dream might hit reality. What are the key downsides to long-term leasing, especially if you're committing for, say, 3-5 years?
Well, the most obvious one is you don't actually own the asset.
Right. No equity.
You're paying a substantial fee month after month to use equipment that ultimately isn't yours. So you're not building any equity, that financial value or ownership stake you'd get if you bought it.
Just paying rent, essentially.
Pretty much. Also, similar to car leases, many agreements impose usage limits,
Ah, the small print.
often based on hours of operation. Exceeding these limits can result in pretty significant additional costs, so you need to be really mindful of your usage patterns and make sure your lease aligns with them.
Gotcha. Need to forecast usage accurately.
Definitely. And finally, you're placing a lot of faith in the leasing agent for efficient service and repair.
Right. You're tied to them.
If their response times are slow or their maintenance is poor, well, that can lead to costly downtime for your operations, which is exactly what you're trying to avoid.
That's a great point about reliance on the leasing agent. Okay, so if short-term is for temporary spikes and long-term leasing offers that predictable access to new gear, what about the classic option? Buying. Many businesses still gravitate towards owning their assets. What makes purchasing so appealing, and where might businesses get tripped up?
This really is the traditional path, isn't it? Particularly for businesses with significant capital on hand or maybe access to inexpensive lines of credit.
If you've got the cash or good credit.
Right. When you purchase a forklift, you add a valuable asset to your company's books. You can then borrow against it, potentially, or sell it later to finance new equipment.
True asset ownership.
And our source points out that over its entire lifetime, buying the machine outright can be the least costly arrangement overall.
Bambi?
Can be, especially if you consider buying a secondhand lift. We'll get into that.
Okay.
However, there are general downsides to buying. The highest upfront cost is the biggest hurdle, no question.
That barrier to entry.
Exactly. Depending on the model, a new forklift can easily cost, as the source says, upwards of £30,000.
Wow. That's a serious chunk of change.
It is. Enough to make you wince when you look at the balance sheet. And once purchased, you're committed. You lose that flexibility offered by hiring or leasing.
You're stuck with it, for better or worse.
Pretty much.
Okay, let's break down that buying option further then.
Yeah.
What are the specific pros and cons of buying a new forklift? It sounds like it's for businesses with very specific, maybe intensive needs.
Buying new definitely comes with some big advantages. You get access to the latest technology, the most advanced safety features, and excellent energy efficiency, which, helps cut operating costs over time.
Lower running costs.
Essentially, yes. New machines also come with comprehensive warranties, often 12 months or longer, which protects you from those unexpected repair bills early on.
Peace of mind.
A degree of it, yes. Plus, you can often customize new forklifts directly from the manufacturer to fit unique operational needs, maybe benefit from potential tax advantages like depreciation write-offs, and ensure you're compliant with all the current safety and environmental standards.
Customization could be key for some.
Absolutely. And don't forget improved ergonomics in new models that can even boost employee satisfaction and productivity. It's highly recommended for companies with truly intensive operations.
So if you're running a nonstop operation, maybe 24/7, and need the absolute best reliability and features, new is the way to go if you have the capital.
That's the key caveat, yes.
But it's not without its drawbacks, I imagine, beyond just that sticker price. What are the cons here?
Well, as you'd expect, those benefits come with cons. The high upfront cost is the most obvious one. We've covered that. There can also be long lead times, sometimes weeks or months before your customized new forklift actually arrives.
Oh, right. So not instant.
Definitely not instant, which can be a real headache if you need equipment fast. New forklifts also depreciate quickly. They essentially lose value from the moment of purchase.
Like driving a new car off the lot.
Exactly the same principle. And, of course, a more expensive asset typically results in higher insurance premiums.
Okay, so new is great if you have the capital, the intensive needs, and can wait for it. But what about a used forklift? That sounds like a way to maybe mitigate some of those upfront costs, but what are the risks you really need to watch out for?
It absolutely is a way to significantly reduce that initial outlay. One of the most compelling arguments for buying a secondhand forklift is the low initial costs.
Well,
Often, as the source says, as little as half the price of an equivalent new model.
half price. That's tempting.
Very tempting. And once it's past that initial steep drop in value, depreciation tends to slow down, which means businesses might recoup some investment if they decide to sell it later.
Okay, slower depreciation later on.
Plus, they're usually immediately available, unlike new models with those long lead times. And for some companies, it can align with sustainability goals, giving equipment a second life.
Good point. So who is it ideal for?
Used forklifts are generally considered ideal for light to moderate usage, typically defined as something like less than 15 hours per week.
Okay, not for heavy-duty work.
Generally not, no. The cons, however, are critical to consider. There are potential reliability issues. If it's not properly vetted, you might, as the source puts it, inherit another business's problem.
Right. You don't know its history perfectly?
Exactly. Which means unpredictable breakdowns. Warranties, while sometimes available, are typically shorter and much more limited than with new.
Less protection.
Definitely. You'll likely be dealing with dated technology and features, which could impact productivity, maybe operator comfort. And the selection is naturally more limited compared to new models. You might not find the exact configuration you need right away.
Finding the right spec could be tricky.
It can take time, yeah.
So let's talk numbers, because this is truly where the aha moments often happen, isn't it? How does depreciation really stack up between buying a new forklift and buying a used one? And what's the strategic insight we should take away from that comparison?
Yeah, it's a crucial distinction, and the numbers really highlight the trade-offs. Forklifts are a lot like cars. They start to lose value the moment they're put into use. Accountancy experts suggest an annual depreciation rate of as much as 15% to 25%.
15 to 25% a year. Wow.
It's significant. Let's use an example from our source to illustrate. For a new forklift, say you buy one for 10,000 pounds. Let's use that 25% annual depreciation rate. After year one, it's worth 7,500 pounds. It's lost 2,500 pounds in value.
Right.
After 4 years, its residual value, what it's worth then, would be about 3,164 pounds. That means a total depreciation of roughly 6,836 pounds over those 4 years.
Okay, so what's that per year?
That breaks down to an average cost of about $7,709 per year, just in depreciation alone.
Got it. 1,700 pounds a year just vanishing in value.
Pretty much. Now, compare that to a secondhand forklift. Imagine it originally retailed for £10,000 new, but you managed to buy it for £5,000 after it's been in use for a couple of years.
Okay, half price used.
If it also depreciates at 25% annually from your purchase price of £5,000, after your first year of ownership, it would be worth £3,750. It's lost £1,250.
Less value lost in that first year.
Right. After 4 years of you owning it, its residual value would be around $1,582. The total depreciation over your 4 years is about $3,418.
So the cost per year there is.
That brings the average cost per year down to about 854 boards.
Okay, so the numbers clearly show a lower annual depreciation cost for a used forklift. On paper, that looks like a no-brainer, almost half the depreciation cost per year.
It does look tempting on paper, absolutely.
But here's the crucial insight, right? That lower annual depreciation cost can quickly be swallowed, and then some, by unpredictable maintenance costs and potential downtime.
Exactly, that's the hidden catch.
So the aha isn't just about the initial price or even the depreciation rate. It's about factoring in the entire, often hidden, operational cost over time. Is that what you mean by total cost of ownership?
Precisely, that's the key concept. While buying used leads to a lower cost per year in terms of depreciation, it's absolutely vital to remember that it's an older machine. It's inherently more prone to mechanical problems or performance issues compared to a brand new model.
More likely to break down.
More likely, yes. So you must factor in the total cost of ownership, including those potential repairs, the increased downtime, maybe less fuel efficiency, not just the initial purchase price or that lower depreciation figure. It's about operational continuity as much as it is about the accounting.
That depreciation example really brings home the financial differences and, crucially, the need to look beyond just the immediate numbers.
Yeah.
So, beyond the balance sheet, when is each option the right strategic decision for a business?
Okay, this is where we bring it all together for you, our listener. We can simplify this with a few key factors to consider, sort of a quick checklist.
Let's hear it.
Initial cost. Highest for new, lower for used, lowest upfront for renting or leasing. Long-term cost. New can be cost-effective for heavy long-term use. Used is potentially lower but carries higher maintenance risk. Renting is definitely the highest for extended periods.
Okay, what about support?
Warranty and maintenance. You get full coverage with new, it's limited or maybe none with used. And it's usually included for renting and often packaged with leasing.
Tech and customization.
Fully available and customizable for new. Limited for used and renting. Although renting and leasing do give you access to newer models than you might buy used.
And finally, how quickly can you get it?
Lead times. Could be weeks or months for new, especially customized ones, but typically quick for both used and renting. You can often get those almost immediately.
That's a powerful, quick comparison. Let's delve into some practical scenarios now. Really clarify when each path makes the most sense. When should a business definitely consider buying a new forklift?
Okay, think high-volume warehouses, like large distribution centers, maybe big e-commerce fulfillment centers that operate 24/7. They need intensive use capability.
Constant running.
Exactly. New equipment handles that strain, maximizes uptime, and gives you the latest safety features, which is huge in those environments. Also, specialized industries.
Like what?
Manufacturing or construction, maybe, where they need specific attachments or particular mass configurations. That's the part that lifts the load, remember? They benefit greatly from the customizability of a new machine.
Tailored to the job.
Precisely. Tech-driven teams looking to optimize efficiency with things like telematics, those remote monitoring systems for your fleet, they'd likely opt for new equipment to get the integrated tech.
Data-focused operations.
Scale-ups. Companies with really aggressive growth plans, they need equipment longevity to support their future needs. And finally, sustainable businesses committed to reducing their carbon footprint might choose new energy-efficient electric models.
Right, the environmental angle.
Yeah.
Okay, so new is for high-stakes, high-demand, specialized operations where uptime and cutting-edge features are absolutely paramount. What about hiring or renting a forklift? What kind of businesses thrive with that model, perhaps even unexpectedly?
Hiring is perfect for seasonal businesses, those ones that experience huge fluctuations in demand. Like we said, retailers during the Christmas rush, agricultural businesses at harvest time, maybe holiday resorts in peak season.
Scale up, scale down.
Exactly. Renting for those specific months just makes strong financial sense. It's also ideal for project-based work. Think construction firms or maybe event management businesses working on short-term contracts.
Yeah.
Avoids that long-term ownership commitment.
Makes sense for temporary jobs.
Definitely. Startups, too, with limited capital. Hiring lets them remain financially flexible in those crucial early growth stages.
Preserves cash.
Right. Expanding businesses, exploring new markets, or maybe testing new product lines can rent initially to check viability without a heavy investment. And it's a cost-conscious choice for specialized, really expensive machines like side loaders, those forklifts designed for long loads that a business might only need very infrequently.
Rent the special tool when needed.
Exactly. Why buy it if you only use it twice a year?
That covers the short-term flexibility and the new equipment intensity. But where does buying a used forklift fit into these scenarios? Especially with those warnings about reliability we discussed? Who truly benefits here?
Buying used finds its niche, definitely. It's great for light usage operations. Think small warehouses or maybe retail backrooms where the forklift is used, say, less than 15 hours per week.
Low-intensity work.
Right. For teams on a budget that have consistent material handling needs but just face tight financial constraints, a well-maintained used forklift can be a really elegant solution.
Consistent need, tight budget.
It also works well as supplementary equipment, maybe bolstering an existing fleet just during peak periods cost-effectively, adding a bit of extra capacity without breaking the bank.
A backup or peak time helper.
New contracts that suddenly bring an unexpected surge in business. Well, a secondhand truck can add quick capacity while you're maybe waiting for a new machine with its long lead time.
Fills the gap quickly.
Exactly.
Right.
And finally, for business continuity, a used forklift can provide really valuable backup when your main machines are down for repair. It significantly reduces that costly downtime impact.
Insurance against downtime. Makes sense.
It can be, yeah.
Wow, we've unpacked a lot today. From the upfront costs and those really critical depreciation rates to the nuanced pros and cons of short-term hire, long-term lease, and outright purchasing, whether that's new or used.
Covered a lot of ground.
What really stands out to me, and hopefully to you, our listener, is that there's just no single correct answer here, is there? It's a deeply personal decision, tailored to your specific business and its unique operational reality.
Absolutely. Anyone telling you there's one best way probably doesn't understand your specific situation. The decision ultimately comes down to your current needs, how you realistically expect them to change, maybe over the next 5, 10, even 20 years.
Thinking long-term.
And getting input from all the key stakeholders on your team. It's about strategically choosing the arrangement that will deliver maximum value, minimize risk, and ensure operational continuity for your company.
Maximizing value for your company. That's the goal.
That's it.
It's fascinating to consider, our source notes, how large companies are increasingly foregoing asset ownership altogether for the flexibility and ease of hiring equipment.
Yeah, that's a definite trend.
Which raises an important question, I think. If even significant assets like forklifts are moving towards this kind of utility model rather than outright ownership, what does this trend tell us about the future of business? And maybe even our personal lives when it comes to acquiring everything from vehicles to technology.
Interesting thought. The subscription economy for everything.
Maybe. What other aspects of traditional ownership might be ripe for disruption by these flexible service-based models? Something to mull over perhaps until our next deep dive.